Hey everybody, welcome back to another Judgment commentary of Zoku Owarimonogatari, but today we're going to be checking out episode 6, the final episode of Zoku and of the Monogatari series, for the time being. It has been quite the dang crazy ride, but I'll get into some of that once we get to the end of the video there. For now though, last time in episode 5, Araragi had a nice wholesome conversation with the ghost of Suruga's mother, or at least he assumes it was her ghost. It's still a little unclear. But they talked about some interesting things, like that we got yet another iteration of the knowing things and not knowing things kind of talk that a lot of characters have, because she said that it doesn't actually matter whether you know or don't know, at least in her case, because even though she didn't know a lot of information, all she had to do was take one look into Araragi's eyes and she knew exactly what she needed to. Either she's crazy intuitive, or she's got some kind of magical ghost power that lets her do that. But after she chatted with him for a bit and, well, washed his back, as one would do when they're taking a bath, I suppose, she left him with a very important hint on where he needs to go next. She told him that he should go to the high school. Now, Ononoki didn't seem to trust Miss Gaien Toei, but Araragi seemed to think that's where he needed to go, so they decided to split up. Ononoki went to go and find the cat, and Araragi went to the high school. When Ononoki went to the shrine to find the cat, she found that she was in fact there, but she took on the appearance of young Hanekawa, because young Hanekawa is also a different side of Hanekawa, so she can manifest here too? Is there significance to that? But anyway, they were celebrating because, well, apparently the problem has been solved. Just Araragi knowing where he needs to go is enough for them to think that everything's gonna be resolved, so they just started, partying and drinking up. And upon heading into the school and going to a very significant classroom from his past, he saw that Ogi was in fact here in the mirror world too, and she was turning into him. Yep, the two are becoming one another, and I guess this would be an answer to the question that we've had for a long time since Hana Monogatari: why was Ogi a boy? Well, this would probably be the answer to that, at least partially. But now that Araragi's here in the old classroom that Ogi manifested many arcs ago, apparently their problems are going to be resolved now. Can't wait to see how that works out, but we've got ourselves a long episode to get through today, a full 32 minutes apparently. A little bit longer than normal. Fitting for the last episode of Zoku, so without further ado guys, let's head right in. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that's it for Zoku Owarimonogatari, and as I've said a zillion times, that's the Monogatari series as well. Either there's so much that I could say about it that I can't say it all here, or there's so much to say about it that I don't even know where to begin, and I would just end up saying not enough. But as far as Zoku Owarimonogatari goes, as happens with a lot of the arcs that Monogatari has, it really caught its stride in the end with the last episode. It helped just firmly establish everything about the arc, because as I was going through it with most of the episodes, I felt like it might have been a little slow at the time, Like I felt like there was stuff going on, but there wasn't anything that gave me like a punch, that just really hit me. But I felt that way about other arcs in the past too, as I was watching them, and then every time that happens, it's always the last episode that kicks it into high gear. Yeah, just revealing once and for all that this was not Araragi going into a mirror world. Instead, it was him pulling a mirror world into his own, reaching out towards his regrets and pulling back as many of them as he could because he just couldn't leave them behind. Which is what resulted in everybody getting flipped inside out like that. Their regrets that were buried deep within themselves got pulled back out on the surface. And from that point of view, Ogi did not come from this mirror world or anything, not really. But she metaphorically did in a certain way, because she was born the same way that this mirror world was, out of his regrets, his past that he didn't want to let go. She was born to help him deal with those past mistakes, to correct them. A very similar process. One could say it was him dipping his toe into this very concept of pulling his regrets into reality like that. So in a way, she was a reflection from the mirror world just as much as anybody else here was. But yeah, I'm assuming that Ogi looking still boyish and wearing the uniform in Hana Monogatari is because that was one of the consequences that she referred to. She said not everything would go back to normal. There would be remnants of it, and I guess that's just one of them. Yeah, this arc was just Araragi slipping back into old tendencies. He was not content just leaving some of those regrets behind. Out of one last desperate move, he tried to pull the regrets back in so that he could deal with them, but he can't. He just has to move on with his life. So Zoku Owarimonogatari ended up having a lot of depth and meaning. The last episode just finally gave us that last bit of information we needed to piece it all together, and it puts the whole thing into perspective. It's amazing just how simple one was seeing this circumstance. Like, oh no, Araragi's pulled in this mirror world where everybody's in reverse. It was not that at all by the end of things. But he was not stuck in a mirror world. The mirror world was stuck with him. So in the end, I really enjoyed it, and maybe it would be a little better watching it as a movie all at once. Maybe, but at the same time, being able to, sit back and have time in between episodes to kind of let the ideas stew might help with its, more mysterious side versus just seeing it all at once. But either option seems like it would probably work just fine. But since that is the end of things, where do we go from here? Well, like I said, Monogatari has a lot in it. There's a lot that I could, stew about and try to talk with here, but this would end up being an extremely long video if I tried to sit back and give all my thoughts right now, so... In fact, something that I had in mind that I thought could be fun to do would be to just have a live stream where we can all just hang out, chill, and talk about Monogatari and all of the series now that we're through it. I thought that could be a good idea, and I want you guys to let me know what you think about that. Do you think it could be fun to just chill and chat about this whole series? Because there would be a lot to say, and just hanging out for like an hour and a half and getting to blab about it might be the right way to go about it. So let me know your thoughts on that in the comments, guys. I greatly look forward to your input on the idea. But now that we're done with Monogatari, I'm gonna have to talk about how we decide what to react to next. It's been a long time since we've done a poll. It has been a frickin' while. I mean, let me just try to pull up when the first episode of Bake went out, because that was a billion years ago. June 24th. Holy crap. It's been nearly a year. Nearly a year I've been reacting to frickin' Monogatari. Not too surprising. So yes, it's been a while. Been a while since we've done a poll, and I'm sure many people watching this probably haven't even participated in one before, because we've only done one on this channel so far, and it was right at the very beginning, right after finishing Shield Hero. So how are we gonna go about it? Well, for starters, those watching on Patreon, poll is not open just yet. It's going to be open as soon as this video drops onto YouTube. That's when the polling will start, so keep your notifications on. And of course, I'll announce it in the Discord voting server itself. But how are we gonna do it? Simple. Same way we've done it before. You can head down to the Discord voting server. I'll have an invite in the description that you can use. You go to the voting section and simply write which anime you'd like me to see next. I would recommend keeping it short because Monogatari took a while. I was actually thinking that the next series we would do after Shield Hero was going to be a short one. I didn't expect Monogatari to win, but since it did, let's firmly solidify that. Only shorter things. Nothing that's going to be anywhere near as long as Monogatari. Yeah, it's that simple. Just go to the voting section, write which anime you want me to react to next, and the ones that get voted on the most over there will get moved over to a poll on Patreon to determine the final winner. By the way, I'll be discussing all of this in more detail in a separate video where I'll just fully announce that the new poll is up, because I know not everybody who's on the channel right now has been keeping up with Monogatari, so I'll have a separate video where I'll go into way more detail about how this is going to work. But for anyone watching, it's simple. Use the invite, go to the Discord, get through the verification process, that's simple too. Then write in the voting channel whichever anime you want me to check out next. And by the way, doesn't just have to be anime. Any animated series will do just fine, Western animation too. Things like Invincible, Steven Universe, Gravity Falls, that kind of thing. I've always been open to that. So it feels really surreal that Monogatari is coming to an end because, it's been nearly a year of me reacting to it, so man, it has been it's been a journey. I've said that about other things, but in this case it really has. It has been quite the ride. Monogatari is just unlike anything else I've ever seen in so many different ways. I guess it's something I can discuss more for if we do the live stream. And if people aren't on board for the live stream, I'll just do an isolated video talking about it like I've done with other things. Also, just one quick thing I have to make note of is special thanks to Jazz for all the help that you gave me working on these videos. She was a huge help providing all kinds of things throughout the production of this here, such as many of the GIFs that were showing up on the screen, all the 8-bit remixes that played during the beginnings and at the end, the background images used in the videos themselves as well as in the thumbnails, all kinds of stuff. So thank you very much, Jazz. You're the best, and I couldn't have made this series without you. But now that I've been recording for nearly an hour now, I'm probably gonna have to sign off, guys, but thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed. That would be awesome. Subscribe to stay updated on more of whatever else we're going to be getting up to on this channel. Thank you so much, guys, for sticking around with the Monogatari series. It did really well. I'm quite happy with how it turned out. I'm glad so many people were interested in it and happened to enjoy it. I appreciate it immensely. For the first series on the new channel here, I think it kicked off things quite well. So thanks a lot for checking out the series, guys. It's been lots of fun. Good luck on the polls. Let's pick something fun to check out next, and hope to see you guys there. But till then, I will see you guys later!